Happy early morning, YouTube. I am back with a Leaf report. The road trip continues. Last night they were in St. Louis to take on the Red Hot Blues. The Blues were thought to be sellers at the trade deadline. But as the new year turned, they made a coaching change and their fortunes turned. They brought up this goalie, Jordan Binnington, who was kind of like a journeyman. He's in his mid-20s, and he started playing really great for them. And they've been arguably the hottest team since the new year came into be. And the Leafs found that out in the first period when they got the doors blown off of them. The Blues came out, and the building's loud. And the Blues are a heavier team, and they were taking it to the Leafs, and Freddie he was great, but he was overwhelmed at times. Like sometimes he was just like, there were shots, and he was falling over, and it was just a crazy start for the Blues, and the Leafs were reeling, and given how they played against Arizona on Saturday, it was like, oh no. But they buckled in, and they went down 2-0 early, but they stopped the bleeding there, and in the second period they very much returned to their more like their normal selves, and they even play out and even took over at times, and the game became a really good, fast-paced, fun to watch kind of game. And then in the third period, Hyman tried to center a puck for Tavares, and Binnington tried to poke check it. It went up the stick and into the net. And then not long after that, Matthews corralled a rebound in front of Binnington, popped it into the back of the net, and within a span of minutes, it was a 2-2 game, and the St. Louis crowd was like, what the fuck? So it was nice to see the Leafs kind of put that first period behind them, get to work, and their skill took over a little bit, and they managed to tie things up. It went to overtime, tied at 2, and but unfortunately, it didn't end the Leafs' way. Marner tried to go end-to-end and tried to center the puck from behind the St. Louis net, but it was blocked, and then O'Reilly went the other way on a 2-on-1 and put one perfectly placed in the top corner over Freddie's blocker, and nothing much he could have done about that, and the Leafs fell in overtime 3-2. But it was nice. It was a kind of a character game that they scraped a point out of, down 2-0 against a really good team that was just flying. They managed to claw back into it and at least get something out of it. It would have been nice if they could have grabbed the win, but I'll take the point, and they'll move on from there. So especially since they've been on the road for a while, they're probably getting pretty sick of living in hotels and whatnot, and tired and not having fun. Or maybe they are, who knows, it could be fun. But either way, road trips are always tough, so it was nice to see that the effort was there after they weathered that storm in the first period. The only kind of news of note outside of that is that Johnsson was back in. His injury from Vegas wasn't that bad, so he only missed the one game in Arizona. He was back in the lineup, Ennis was out. But the really bad news is that Kadri took a hit and has some sort of a concussion. Haven't really heard the degree of it yet and how long, how much time he's going to miss yet. So that was kind of the one real downside to the game, and because he's a key player for them. Face-offs, defensive capabilities, offensive capabilities, grit, physicality, right? So hopefully he's not out that long, and he'll be back soon, and the Leafs can continue to grab points and compete in this wild and crazy playoff race we have going on in the East. So that is all for now. I haven't even looked at when their next game is, but I'm sure they play basically every other night on average in February, so I will be back very soon. Have a great day.